Okay, so I'm here with Tamim from Swordfish Security. Thanks for joining us, Tamim.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
So we're just going to have a quick chat about Tamim's experience with using SPRO products. So if there were any installers, other installers perhaps out there watching this who are considering SPRO, what would you say to them? Would you recommend SPRO to other installers?
Especially for someone that's looking into starting a business in security, CCTV security, they definitely do want someone that is reliable, a company that's reliable, confident, and products that do not give them headache. That's where I started from. I wanted something like that, and SPRO gave me that. And at that time, my knowledge was not that vast. It wasn't that deep. Barely scratched the surface of some stuff like motion detection and tripwires. And also, I believe you guys give trainings as well, which helps a lot. Get a certificate, get to know the product, and coming back to that after sales support, coming back to that solidly built products that do what they're meant to do. So definitely the recommendation will always be there.
So would you say that then that SPRO might even be particularly good for someone just starting out?
The good thing about SPRO is that it can cover from beginner, intermediate, and advanced, as well as large projects. I mean, I've used SPROs on projects that consist of 105 camera. We did a warehouse job in Edmonton, and we used the two 64 channel NVRs with your color night cameras and active deterrent bullets and the PTZs IP system. So you can do 2 camera setups, 4 camera setups. You can go to 8 and 10, 16, 20, or you can do what we did. You can go up to 105 cameras. And to be able to do that with one brand is a big game changer for someone that's starting out, because obviously you can't dive into the ocean. You have to start with a pond and then a lake, sea, and then ocean. So you can play around with it, and the configuration of the systems are easy to set up. And again, you just have that technical support behind you if you do need any at any time.
Yeah, no, I'm really glad to hear you describe it that way, because that is one of the things we try and do is we want to have a kind of concise, a focused range. There are other manufacturers out there with kind of thousands and thousands of different products, which can be a bit overwhelming.
I mean, I could have started off with any other brand, so I said, no, let me give a chance to someone, a company that's first of all local, British, support your British companies, and also someone that I can build a good relationship with. Because what I've noticed is with other big brands, they don't look at you as they look at you as a whole bunch of customers or installers. So they don't narrow it down to your specific needs. I mean, when I need something, I call it specifically to me. They know who I am. I get a dedicated account manager. I get a good technical support team. I think all members of the technical support team know me because I bug them all the time with different types of queries.
That's what they're there for.
Exactly. And so that everything just comes together and gives you that, okay, this is a company, this is a product, this is the people I want to work with and build my own company with. And that's where I started, and hopefully that's where I'm going to continue going.
Yeah, hopefully so. I mean, that's the way we see it as well. It is all about relationships at the end of the day. That's what business is about. It's about forming those relationships and providing value. So yeah, I'm really glad to hear.
And the prices as well. I mean, prices are very competitive. Don't forget the prices, because that's what changes the mood of the customer. Obviously, some customers with internet availability and with all of these other cheap brands available, or some of them generic Chinese brands, they probably tend to go with those. But I advise my customers, I say, look, you're investing in a security, first of all. You are putting up X amount of money. And if you can get a product that is a bit more reliable, solid than what you're getting from the internet, and most importantly, say for example 1 year or 6 months down the line the product stops working, who are you going to call? There's nobody in China that's going to pick up your call. First of all, you have to wait in the middle of the night for them to wake up. Yeah. So that's the problem you're going to have. And when I first, prior to starting with SPRO, I used to purchase online systems. And then I get a customer calling me, oh, the remote viewing is not working. I go check it out. Oh, the server is no longer available because they build on a generic server. Yeah. That's one of the major decision factors for me, is that, okay, if I'm installing this product and say, for example, the customer cannot get hold of me, will the support still be available? And it has been. And the prices, obviously you can find things on the internet now at very cheap prices, but you are facing with a dilemma where, okay, I'm going to pay very low amount, but that means the product might not be good. That means the quality might not be good. I've seen places where they advertise the system as a 4K, but the cameras are 5 megapixels. Yeah. But they advertise as a 4K because the base, the NVR or the DVR, it can support up to 8 megapixel 4K. So there's a lot of market playing around with the online, and if you don't know which brand, or you don't know which company or which product to buy, you're going to get anything and it's not going to work, and it's going to give you more headache than the £100 you saved.
Exactly. What do you do to kind of make sure that they're comfortable with the system after you've installed it?
Well, at the end of each installation, we give instructions to the customer, to the client. We give them a tour of how to use the system, how to enable it on the phones and stuff. And to be honest, it's not that much that we go through because of how easy it is to use. Okay, awesome. And everything's laid out simple for the customer or for the user. So, for example, if they want to particularly save a footage from an incident, it's a matter of 2 to 3 clicks that they need to do. Yeah. And one of the things that I find more of a headache less for me is to teach that to the customer. Everything's laid out perfectly. What you need, click here. If you want networking, is there. Everything is in the network section. You don't need to go to another menu to get to the other section of the network settings. So it's perfectly, user interface is nicely laid out.
And yeah, obviously we try and have that interface across our whole range. So it's not like you need to learn how to use a different system if it's an analog versus an IP system.
Yeah.
So once you do get used to our system, you should then be able to use anything.
I mean, sometimes, just to give you a brief example of how easy it is, I give a tour of how to use the system. I go, because sometimes I might forget. I come back to the job for maintenance, and I see that the customers named each camera individually by themselves. Yeah. And I said, you found out how to? He goes, yeah, it was easy. Like, okay, that's good. At least, if I forget, the customers can achieve it without.
If ever you needed an example of how easy it is.
Yeah, so that is real life example. So that's the simplicity of the system.
So I suppose the one last thing to say is we do get some end users watching our videos as well.
Okay.
So if there is an end user kind of in the local Hertfordshire area looking for a CCTV installer, what's the best way for them to find out about you, reach out to you?
You can search for us, Swordfish Security. You'll get us in Google. We have a website as well, swordfishsecurity.co.uk. You can catch us on TikTok, Swordfish Security. We do some videos there of installations of different projects we have. There's a variety of ways of contacting us. They can contact you guys. I'm sure you can. You'll be happy to direct them to us. So those are the ways that you can get hold of us.
Perfect. Well, I've really enjoyed this chat with you too.
Likewise.
Thanks very much.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Cool.